The Soviets have been amassing forces along the Czechoslovakian border, and today they've just launched a massive campaign to invade the country. It's 4:49 a.m., weather is good, and the view distance is 600 meters. We need to defend our homeland, and in today's video, I'm going to do in-depth tactical analysis on how we're going to defend it, why I position my troops where they are, and how we're going to cover and stop the Soviet advance. So my first concerns right here are line of sight. As you can see, we've arrayed our forces in a nice defensive manner. Over here on the right-hand side, you can see we've given our forces, the Soviets, much more ground to take over, but we've done that on purpose because we have heavy 100 millimeter anti-tank guns covering that position, as well as anti-tank destroyers. We do have several anti-tank teams with rocket launchers that are going to engage the Soviet forces right along this open field, as you can see. So if we grab our line of sight tool, we can do a brief overview of their line of sight on what they can see. Right? Remember, the view distance is 600 meters. So if we click on this unit, we can see exactly what 600 meters is. So right here, right at the edge of their line of sight. One thing to make note of is I'm dropping illumination rounds as well over here for our machine gun teams, as well as our recoilless rifles, our 82 millimeters. Over here, you can see we have an infantry platoon. So if we hit Shift F, we can see all the hard targets and soft target ranges I've given our units. The reason why our units are positioned over here is they allow us to have radio contact with our mortar team on the back line, who's going to drop smoke as soon as this defensive perimeter falls. I don't think this is very hard or going to last very long. We've also given our recoilless rifles and guns both hard targets, so they focus on any mechanized unit or armored vehicle moving into the area. So we hit Shift F and turn that back off. Down here, you can see we have T34s. These T34s are positioned down here because they're right ahead of this contour line. So if we grab our line of sight tool, we cannot be in this wooded tree line because we are fighting at the bottom of the hill. Ideally, I don't really like this position right here because, one, we're fighting at the bottom of the hill, right? So we're completely disadvantaged. But I don't really want to sacrifice my T34s during the initial engagement because when you're taking up a defensive presence or a defensive position, the Soviets are going to have a reserve force. They're not going to throw everything at us all at once. So we need to make sure we have a back line to both fight out that reserve force and any remnants of the main assaulting force. So that's why we're fighting at the bottom of this hill. Ideally, I would like them further ahead, like along this contour line, if I can start hitting the line of sight tool correctly. And even still, the line of sight's not very good up in this position, as you can see. Even in this town, it's not very good. But over here, we have some more anti-tank teams right here. So as you can see, they're going to cover around 200 meters out here, which is unfortunate. And our tanks are going to cover 600 meters. One thing to make note of, if we click on one of these tanks right here, if it lets me click on one of these tanks, we can go into our weapon details. There's no night vision available on these T34s, which means we have no thermals, and our max view distance is 600 meters. So as this front line begins to fall, we need to readjust our illumination rounds and put them down here so we can increase the range of our tanks. We have illumination rounds dropping over here on the right-hand side, up on the, I believe that would be north, south, and then east, west is how we'll refer to things right now. All right, so let's hit the start button and get started. Our recon units, I don't like where they're positioned, honestly. As you can see, they're pretty far forward of the objective. It's really good, but they're really useful for spotting units and identifying, units. They're defended, they're in a defensive position, but I don't really want to sacrifice these recon units super early on. So far we have, looks like to be an anti-tank or a mortar team. So if we need to do some counter batteries, we can mark them. So if we were to mark mortars and then tanks, we have tanks up here for our tank destroyers, tanks up here for our tank destroyers. And then let me scroll down. Can I please? I don't want to enter text. It's really making me enter text for each marker. I don't want to. All right, mortars, enter. And then we lost sight because we were messing. But it looks like we had 2 platoons of possible tanks in this position. So we should be able to use them. Our infantry squads down here I'm not overly concerned about. They're mainly for our radio contact, and they also have a hard target circle, as you can see right here, this orange circle. That's actually 300 meters, and I'm going to explain to you why that's 300 meters. So if you see it's like 296, 300, that is the effective fire range of the RPG-7. So as you can see, these units are armed with 5 high explosive anti-tank rounds, RPG-7, at their maximum effective range of 300 meters. So we really don't want them sacrificing that on other units. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to launch some illumination rounds. So we should be able to right click this and we should go fire. Let's just put 2 rounds up. Let's click on this unit up here. Let's put 2 rounds up. All right. As the illumination begins to fall, that should increase our view. See what we can see. So if we come over here, we can come to this unit, see how many illuminate we have. Hopefully more than 2. That would be really unfortunate that we just dumped a whole bunch down there. All right. Let's check on this unit up here. Same thing, illumination rounds. Wow, they really only have 2 illumination rounds. That's unfortunate. So we just dropped all our illumination. So hopefully we can get some visuals. All right. Right. So our area is lit up. No Soviet forces. 600-meter distance. Kind of out in the open. I guess knowing I should have managed that better, knowing that there would be more than, I was hoping there'd be more than 2 rounds. But we'll see. That sucks. So at least we have our whole area open. Ideally, this is a blind spot. Recon units have spotted their first mechanized unit. Our anti-tank teams should be able to engage that as soon as they move in. So what we could do is we could right-click this unit and extend this hard... Oh, never mind. Our recon units are fantastic. So that's going to take 1 minute to extend that range because he's outside of HQ presence. But we're going to push that hard target range. That was possibly a mistake by us. Let's take a look at our effective ranges real quick. High explosive anti-tank range 1,300 meters. Grab our line of sight tool real quick why we would do that. 1,300 would be a little bit further. So we could go all the way out to this river if we wanted to. But we can't shoot through the trees. It looks like this vehicle must be armed with some sort of anti-tank weapons. 9 high explosive anti-tank. That's fantastic. That's good positioning. We're going to continue to monitor the situation. And we're going to push the fast button. See if we can get some action going. 20 seconds. This is the slowest Soviet assault I've ever seen. All right. Standing by. Waiting to identify any targets. Waiting people to come and do. All right. Another unit up. Let's slow back down. We have a tank looks to be advancing towards our heavy machine guns as well as our heavy recoilless rifle section. So we're going to mark that so we can keep eyes on it. All right. We'll call that Tango. We got a Tango. All right. We're going to continue to wait for him to expose himself. So this is slow. Doesn't look like there's, what's this? Looks like possibly a small little IFV infantry vehicle wandering. So this could be similar to what they did in the current Ukraine war, is they could have launched unidentified vehicle. Looks to be an IFV. Tanks are identifying it. These units are going to engage it. They're rotating now. Let's watch this IFV become shrapnel. High explosive anti-tank is going to easily pierce that vehicle's armor. Continues to rotate. Gets ready to engage. AI is just taking its time. He's very confident. He's engaging, reloading the weapon, waiting for a full identification before he destroys this IFV. Only unit on. Not exactly sure why he's not engaging. He's well within his target radius. Well within maximum effective range, 1,100 meters, line of sight. There it is, round out. And that was a solid miss. Still unidentified vehicle. What's our reload time on this weapon system? High explosive anti-tank, time to fire 11 seconds. That's what took so long. Aim time 6 seconds. 16 seconds for this weapon to become combat effective. This vehicle continues to slowly move across. Continues to reload, waiting for only unit currently on the battlefield, as you can see. All right. This is deadly. We can't be missing shots like that, especially this early on. All right. He's well within combat range. Well within 400 meters, if you can see that unit. All right. He might just, there we go, round out. Easily destroyed. 82 millimeter high recoilless rifle doing work. So far, all right, what we can do is we can remove that mark. Boom, dead. 2 IFVs dead. Slow. These look to be like little thunder runs, trying to just recon our area, probably probing our defensive line, seeing where our forces lie, seeing what they're up against. Unfortunately, someone has to die in order for that to happen. Not the best strategy, in my opinion. They could have possibly launched UAVs. I mean, this is, I guess, the 80s, so maybe recon forces along the tree line would be much better. Not driving down the roads, But what can you expect? We continue to move. Another vehicle coming down the road. This looks to be a light vehicle, easily able to negotiate that. I believe our machine guns should engage that. Alright, if it would. I need to turn this mark off, sorry. Question mark, thank you. Mark, delete. Off, thank you. Alright, well within our engagement range of our recon vehicles. Not sure exactly what they're doing. Machine gun probing, stopping. Looks to be no infantry in this vehicle, which means there could be infantry along the tree line. Situation change, situation evolves. So far, nothing really to make note of over here on this northern flank. No identification. Anti-tank teams tend to be standing by. Ideally, we don't want to waste a lot of ammunition. That's why we have a lot of these hard and soft target circles. Slowest invasion we've ever seen. Unfortunate that that IFV was able to penetrate our lines without being identified so early. Our recoilless team should be able to make short work of that. He is well within his line of sight, so he should engage it. No reason for him not to. Enemy ground unit spotted way up here. All right, let's see if we can see if we have any more illuminations. Let's fire one round. All right, here we go. Enemy IFV identified over here in the city. We have no infantry, folks, so if he slowly moves his way into this position. All right, rounds out. No damage. Front hulls facing us. Our flanks. We should rotate this unit, so we're going to right-click. We're going to defend, because I want him to face the enemy. Never mind, and I actually should have said rotate. I think there's a rotate option. Delete last waypoint. There is a rotate. That was a mistake. Defend wasn't the correct. All right, still a small probing force over here on the right-hand side. Not exactly sure why this unit's not engaging him. I believe these units have a they don't have a hard target range, so let's give them a hard target range. Right-click. Hard targets. 1 minute. Hit escape, get off that. Still, this vehicle sitting out in the open. Not exactly sure why it's not being engaged. No reason to engage it. Not a threat. We're just going to monitor that situation. Monitor this situation as well. We can't force anyone to do any contacts, but as he continues to move up, if he continues further down this road, obviously we have a massive 100mm anti-tank waiting for him to give him a little surprise. He is currently at that 100mm. What is he armed with? Click this. High explosive frags for high explosive anti-tank. And wow, armor piercing composite something, possibly. Not exactly sure the name of that one. I apologize. Kinetic, targets hard. All right, time to aim 5 seconds. Something to make note of. So as these units move slowly down the road, they will be engaged. All right, another armored vehicle identified down here. My lord, this mark button is something else. Tango. Just for fun. All right, vehicle's been identified. Looks like an IFV. We don't want to take damage from this. It's still too early. We need to preserve our fighting force. We're in the early stages of the engagement. All right, round out. Machine gun fire. Machine gun fire. These, all right, light machine guns engaging. Oh, these are machine guns. Oh, no. All right. No, these are machine guns. That's a recoilless rifle. Light machine gun team. That's unfortunate. They should not be engaging that unit. All right. Looks to be another enemy technical. Things are picking up. Rounds are coming out. Machine gun teams are engaging those hard targets, which they need to not do because they're just going to draw fire to themselves and be destroyed. All right, there was an explosion over here, unidentified. We need to rotate this unit, currently suppressed. We need to rotate him towards the explosion. We want his frontal hull facing that. All right, rounds out. God, that's not really a target worth hitting. It looks abandoned. What's this? Tank. First tank, T-62 identified. All right, suppressed. Explosions behind. These units are just creeping and we're getting surrounded. Vehicle destroyed. All right. Grab these units and they need to fall back to their secondary positions. So if we can do fast. These units need to get out of here. Especially this unit. Like, right, we just lost a massive... That thing has anti-tank rounds. It has all kinds of weapon systems for us to use. Alright, they're still continuing to focus these BTRs. Oh my goodness, these Czechoslovakians probably have the worst training. I want you to hold your fire. Stop engaging that unit. Let him wander down the road and get taken out by anti-tank. Alright, no infantry. Looks to be someone penetrated our front lines. As he moves up, he will be identified by these infantry forces as well as our T34s on this back line. These units don't need to be up here. They need to go back to their next position. They're going to be shredded. These units as well do not need to be engaging this, so we're going to fall back to our secondaries. These anti-tanks should be doing a lot better, but let's watch that 100mm. My lord, dude. Let's see if we can get some smoke up. Currently, this defense is kind of falling apart, in my opinion. We're not really dictating pace of the battle. A lot of our units are. That's HE. We don't want HE. We want smokes. Two rounds. Alright, round out. Alright. These units need to move. These units need to hit their target. These 100mm cannons are coming close to borderline useless at this rate. He's just dumping ammo into this unit, who's just out in the open, as you can see. Alright, let's grab our other mortar teams. There's nothing over here. Some small explosions on this right-hand side. I'm not going to sit there and hold that. Alright. We're going to see what we can hit. Everything's out of spotter range, which is unfortunate, but it's a very slow... There we go. Let's just drop 3 rounds. Alright, another round from our 100mm out. Alright, you need to stop engaging that unit, dude. You're very clearly blind. Dump him rounds into the wrong unit. We can't really dictate his fire because he's just going to hit whoever he can see and whoever he deems a threat. My dude. That's like 5 rounds wasted from these recoilless rifles on that unit. Alright, we're still continuing BTR on the back line, but we have resources to take care of him. Ideally, I don't want him coming up on our flanks like that, like it's currently doing. He looks to be rotating, thank goodness. You could possibly engage that BTR, which would be fantastic. That would be my favorite. I would like for him to do that. Continues to rotate, get into position. HEs will land someday. These units are supposed to fall back, but they'd rather just not fall back at this current... Alright, this unit's finally moving up slowly. BTR, let's see if this 100mm, 82mm cannon performs any better than his friend. Let's get ISO, get a solid view on this. Alright. Another 10 seconds, he should put a round out. Ideally, we don't want to lose these vehicles. They should be able to hold the front line or suppress anything. I'm kind of confused why this vehicle never engaged our BTR over here on the flank. Alright. Unfortunate. Let's see if we can put some illumination rounds up. Let's see if we can illuminate something. Maybe they just can't see. I think that's what it is. So we can put 1 illumination round up. Alright, slow push by the Soviets. Extremely slow. Not sure exactly why. They're just taking their time. Alright, let's see if this is well within our visual range. Let's see if he can even hit this. Line of sight, 600 meters, right? Yep, 300 meters. That should be a dead easy hit. Can this unit, this Czechoslovakian, with his 82mm recoil rifle, engage this BTR that's currently in a defensive position? Alright. Another solid miss. All right. Lucky day for this is the Germans, the Soviets, unfortunately. Lucky day for the Soviets. Easily able to penetrate our lines because we're not exactly sure what exactly is going on with our dudes. All right. Ideally, I'm going to rotate this unit to fight off. There we go. Looks to be a RPG heading towards that unit. And wow. Come on, 82 millimeter. You can learn something from that. All right. Fantastic. RPG went out, destroyed that. That gun's still up. Mortar's still falling. Seeing if we're suppressing anything along this back line. Mortar's falling. Infantry in movement. Ideally, I would like these. Dude, these 82 millimeters cannot hit the broadside of a barn. Like, I understand this unit's also like in cover, which is also really lucky because I think this is what, like a 10% chance to get cover here. So let's hit the fast button a little bit. Slow down. All right, our machine gunners are under fire, and they were actually tasked with, told to leave much long time ago. All right, machine gunners down. This unit's finally on the road, finally pulling back. Our BTR is finally doing work. Okay, slow it down a little bit. Our 82 millimeter guns are finally hitting their targets. Infantry suppressing this infantry that's rolling up. All right. They're gunning him down. Light machine gun teams moving. No eyes on, but these units are finally moving out of their position. All right. Did not know this unit had anyone had line of sight. He's going as fast as he can. These units are engaging an infantry team over there on the flank. So, yeah, about what you'd expect so far. Continue to suppress, continue to miss. All right, front line's kind of blowing up. So let's click off some things. Illumination rounds are up. Everyone can see this unit's running away. Taking heavy fire from these guns, these BTRs that should have easily been destroyed by our 82 millimeter cannons, but they decided to miss every shot they took. So that's unfortunate for us. We'll continue to work on being better aimers later on in the campaign. Ideally, I think it would be best to pull these units back at this rate, at least to a secondary line, because we have a massive force infantry coming up. No more machine guns. As you can see, our machine gun teams were dealt with quite effectively early on. All right, are you going to hit? Okay, the people in the chat, how many shots is that this guy solidly missed? Like, bruh. All right, units pop smoke down here. Machine gun teams on the move, taking mortar fire. I don't like that they're taking mortar fire. They're driving out our position. We can't hold this line if we're going to miss. That's kind of what I'm thinking right now, is we're not going to be able to hold this if our units aren't going to hit their shots. It's just a cold, hard fact of life, and we need to accept that. This unit needs to move fast as well. We need to get him out because he has a bunch of ATGMs on him. These units, I think we're sacrificing this ground. We're going to see if he hits this last one. If he can't hit this last one, we're moving on. My dude. Blind, bro. Let's see if it's going to let us move these units. All right. Let's hit fast. See if we can get any progress. Oh my god, he hit someone. Infantry continue to move across the front line. BTR continues to move up. Gun rotates. Easy hit. What is this effective range? Like, what? Like, these guys aren't missing anything now. But now suddenly this whole left flank's closed. These units need to get out of position. I don't think they're going to be able to. I think they're pre-positioned and need to stay there. We're not moving anyone up. We just continue to fall back. Nothing exciting over here on this right-hand flank, but we pretty much lost sight of everyone, so we're going to reposition all of our units to at least right there. And see what we can hit. No spotters, unfortunate. Move it up to that crossroads. All right. Easy heavy tank guns easily took out that BTR. Fantastic for us. These T34s ideally positioned. All right. All right. These units continue to engage unknown. These recoilless rifles finally hitting his shots. These units are going to start. These units are suppressed now, but I really wanted to pull them out. I just don't think it's going to happen. This unit's rotating, seeing if he's going to engage. That BTR is moving up. No damage. I don't see. There we go. Our 100mm gun finally put some work in. We lost one 82mm cannon. Currently getting mortared. Those look like clusters, so we're getting clustered. So this is a significant assaulting force on us. Like, this isn't just no one. The Soviets are bringing all kinds of munitions, probably DPICMs, precision guided. I'm surprised there's no aircraft. We have no anti-air. Let's get these units in play. Let's right click. Fast. This is going to be a long run for you guys. Get them in play. All right, this 82mm still hasn't been identified. These units, I believe. All right, some isometric view of the battle. Continue to move up. Lost an infantry squad. Unfortunate. Round out. All right. It seems like this guy's just not effective at any sort of distance. I know it's nighttime, but he's like really not effective. And he's been destroyed. All right, front line's gone. As you can see, we're at our secondary line. So if we mark that, control to draw a line. This is our next defensive area that we're going to hold. And then ideally this would be our hopefully we can stop anything at this point. You know what I mean? So we have anti-tank guns right here who really only have line of sight, to this next line. All right. Fantastic. Good flank shot by this AT team. That's actually good. This gun is in a very good position. Our infantry continue to move up. We have someone retreating, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go delete their last waypoint, and we're going to move fast up to here. Unfortunate. So this tank's going to be able to re-engage this tank right here. That's fine. All right, this wheeled vehicle's moving in. Our anti-tank teams are going to easily be able to do that, as you can see. Destroyed. Suppressed, unfortunately. Light MG team. All right. Delete last waypoint. Faster right here. All right. Oh, wow. We purposely had this area ready for HEs. Why are they not able to destroy this T-34? Fantastic destroy. All right. Infantry team continue to move up. There we go. Another wheeled vehicle. As you can see, the Soviets are moving into a heavily... This area is much better guarded. No more MG teams. Our 100mm cannon is definitely putting in work. Lots and lots of fighting. Let's slow down. Lots of fighting. Massive fighting breaking out right here. You guys need to pop smoke, my dude. Pop smoke. Alright, put some smoke out. God, we should just carpet bomb that whole area. Let's see what we can do. Still nothing. Still nothing. Alright. HE's up. 3 rounds. HE's up. 3 rounds. Scare anyone from that position if we possibly can. This wheeled vehicle is going to move into position of our other teams. We're going to hit the fast button uno mas. Suppress whatever's going on in this little area. Ideally, I would like this unit to defend. All right. Whoa, what's this guy just walked right in? Where did this guy even come from? All right, this unit's going to back this unit up as this unit continues to move forward, that Soviet platoon. All right. See what we can do. Speed it up a little bit. We're probably going to lose this 100mm cannon. Unfortunate. There it goes. Now they have like right down the middle the barracks. Alright. Continue to push the objective. Alright, let's slow this down. What is going on right here? Actually, let's pause. What is absolutely going on right here? Give me some mortars, my dudes. Still no spotters. Whatever, just start dropping rounds. 5. I don't think we have much of a defense left, unfortunately. Our T34s are going to move in. We got to get our tank destroyers online. They look to be... What's going on with these units? Let's go. Rotate. Resume. And this is why we needed those infantry. We didn't really want to like grind everyone down. Alright, tanks up and moving. Not sure why that guy is able to just walk by. These units need to get into position up here. HQ, mortars. You're fine. Are these guys must be disabled? Not exactly sure why our tank destroyers cannot move. Alright, I think we lost this. Let's speed it up. Alright, these T34s need to get into position. This infantry needs to get in position. This T34 is suppressed. Right, they're just going to be able to push straight to barracks. One, our T34s, our tank destroyers are offline. The best we can do is come up on these flanks like this. Right. Not exactly sure why. And just continue to move up. Yeah, I don't... Maybe this was just a bad defense. I think if we could concede it would be much better. But I think we did good up until, like, this is probably the reserve force I was talking about, like these T-34s moving online. Let's see if this unit can rotate. See what they can see. Alright. Obviously, they probably won't be able to see these T-34s. And our T-34s were already quite easily destroyed, which is always fun. Like, there's nothing we can do about there. Alright. So that unit's beginning to get engaged. Let's go fast. This T-34 is destroyed. These guys are... This unit's going to be swarmed by that unit. No damage. RPG-7 should be coming online. Still, we can't be missing like this. That was the problem before, is we were missing these units. And look at this force. It's almost daytime. Like, it's turning day. And I just don't... Like, they're not even engaging this HQ unit. So let's just move this HQ unit off. Right. I think they're just confused. We'll just sacrifice that point, see if it takes. I don't really have a way to, like, take it back, right? Our tank destroyers were immobilized for some reason, and then this match should be over. So, not exactly sure why we're progressing like this. Like, is there like a concede button? Right, I mean, it's probably those last couple T-34s. Alright, well, we're going to concede it right there. I'm not sure why this is running on like this. We don't have any fighting force left. Thank you. Player killed. Oh, I have a player killed model. All right, realistically, we lost everyone. We destroyed 50% of their force, so I think we did really good. We're going to start that battle over. I wasn't going to have a player killed thing. Can I close this? Yes. Yeah, like, look at everything. Here's their reserve force still. Like, there's no... We lost the campaign because we had a player unit, which sucks, which doesn't make any sense why I just can't concede that battle unless we're supposed to win this fight somehow. I don't think 2-to-1 ratio defense is ideal. Looks like a lot of our fighting goes on in here in the middle. Strange.